Double-checking chemotherapy. All hazardous medications must be independently double-checked by 2 RNs. First, you're ensuring that the informed consent for treatment is present in their electronic health record. You also verify that the chemotherapy orders are for the correct regimen, correct cycle, correct week, and the correct day of treatment. You verify the chemotherapy orders for every drug ordered, that it's the correct dose, correct route, correct frequency, correct sequence, and timing. You can verify this against the paper orders or the electronic health record. You will also have a treatment plan or a roadmap to verify against. You're ensuring that treatment protocol parameters such as pertinent lab results or pre-treatment diagnostic testing has also been completed and are appropriate to proceed. Patient-specific information will also need to be verified. This includes 2 patient identifiers, the patient's current height and weight, the medical record number, and the date of birth. Let's see what this looks like in real life.
Okay, would you like to check the patient's name and date of birth and regimen against the electronic health record?
Yes, that's great. Thanks.
Jack Black,
Jack Black,
MRN 123457.
123457.
Date of birth 4/4/1973.
4/4/1973. Perfect. Okay, so we know that we've got the correct patient. Now we're going to go through and double check the dosages, but before I do that, I want to double check the BSA. So it looks like we've got a height in centimeters and weight in kilograms. I don't know if you know this, Ashley, but most Android phones have the function where you can turn it into a landscape position, and all of a sudden it turns into a scientific calculator, which has the square root function, which is very helpful, as you know, as we do our BSA calculations. So I'm going to go through and recalculate his BSA.
Let's pause for a moment so that you can check the BSA along with our nurse, Erica. Using the BSA formula, know that Jack's height is 183 centimeters and his weight is 83 kilograms. Now it's your turn to plug in the correct numbers and see if you get the same BSA. The correct answer is 2.05 meters squared. Once you have confirmed the BSA, now you can calculate the dose to be given to the patient by using the chemotherapy order sheet, dose per meter squared, and multiplying that against the BSA, which is also meter squared. In this case, Jack's BSA is 2.05 meters squared. Get your calculators ready because we are going to do this together. Rituximab is ordered as 375 milligrams per meter squared. Multiply that by the BSA of 2.05 meters squared and write down your answer. Let's compare our answer with Nurse Erica and Nurse Ashley.
All right, so now that we've calculated the BSA at 2.05, we're going to go through and double check each drug that's been ordered and make sure that our calculations match what the physician has ordered. So for the first drug here, we've got rituximab, 375 milligrams per meter squared. So I'm going to multiply 375 times 2.05, which was the BSA, and I get 768.75 milligrams. Now, I compare that number to what the physician has ordered, which is 750 milligrams. So we've got a bit of a discrepancy. And we know that, so we know what is ordered and what's prepared is 750, but I calculated per the patient's weight that 768 is what is needed. So what we do is we know within our policy that we are allowed to round up to 10% of the calculated dose, and as long as the to be given dose is within that 10%, then we're okay. So 768 milligrams, 10% of that, 768 times 0.10 is 76.8 milligrams. So I know that as long as my calculated dose, as long as the ordered dose is within 10%, So I could be off by 76.8 milligrams and still be okay. And so we know that 768 minus 750 is only 18 milligrams. And so I know that that difference is allowable. So we're going to go ahead and go with the 750 milligrams. And now we're going to go on to the doxorubicin.
Doxorubicin is ordered as 50 milligrams per meter squared. Multiply that by the BSA of 2.05 meters squared and write down your answer. Vincristine is ordered as 1.4 milligrams per meter squared. Multiply that by your BSA of 2.05 meters squared and write down your answer. Cyclophosphamide is ordered as 750 milligrams per meter squared. Multiply that by your BSA, 2.05 meters squared, and write down your answer. Let's see if your calculations match ours. Doxorubicin should be 102.5 milligrams as a calculated dose. The physician ordered 100 milligrams to be given. This falls within the 10% range, therefore it's safe to proceed. Vincristine calculates out to 2.87 milligrams, yet the doctor only ordered 2 milligrams. Please take a moment and look up vincristine, and you will realize that it has a max dose of 2 milligrams, and that's due to the neurotoxicity. Giving more than that is a huge detriment to the patient and is not safe to do so. Cyclophosphamide calculated to be 1,537.5 milligrams. The physician ordered 1,500. Using the 10% variance, this does fall within the safe to give range. So you've now verified that the calculations match and are safe to give according to the doctor's order. Next up is to verify that the medication has been entered correctly into the electronic health medical record. Let's watch how Nurse Erica and Nurse Ashley do it.
I have patient Jack Black, MRN 123457.
Correct?
Date of birth 4/4/1973.
Correct.
And he is to receive R-CHOP, cycle 1, and today's day 1.
All right, yes, that's all looking great.
He is going to receive rituximab, 375 milligrams per meter squared, IV.
Yes, that looks
Total
good.
dose to be given 750 milligrams.
Okay, that's correct.
Doxorubicin, 50 milligrams per meter squared, IV, with a total dose of 100 milligrams.
Okay, correct.
Vincristine, 1.4 milligrams per meter squared, IV, total dose 2 milligrams.
Correct.
And last, cyclophosphamide, 750 milligrams per meter squared, IV, with a total dose of 1,500 milligrams.
Okay, perfect. Everything matches correctly.
Now that we've verified the correct medication and orders have been entered into the electronic health record, we're going to verify that the correct medication and the correct dose has been sent to us.
Okay, so let's verify the medication now.
Okay.
I have patient Jack Black,
Yes.
MRN 123457,
Yes.
and I will be giving rituximab 750 milligrams
Yes.
in 750 milliliters of sodium chloride.
Okay.
And my instructions read, since this is his first dose, to start the infusion at 50 milligrams an hour. If tolerated, I'll increase the rate by 50 milligrams every 30 minutes with a max rate of 400 milligrams per hour.
Perfect. And I do just want to make sure that it's been mixed in normal saline. Yep. And the volume looks to be about 750 cc's. Perfect. Let's go give the treatment to the patient.
Great job! You've now completed all of the double checks that take place usually outside of the patient's room, and you can now transition into the patient's room and double check against their 2 patient identifiers. Make sure to take the same nurse with you so that when you program the pump, both of you are capable and ready to verify that the settings have been entered correctly. You can follow us along in our follow-up video, Administering Chemotherapy.